Shri Mataji, very warm welcome for today's meditation. Let's collectively bow down and then raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan. Let's take Shri Ganesh Mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Let's put our both hands towards Mother Earth and take the mantra of Shri Adi Bhumi Devi with our full attention on Mother Earth. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Adi Bhumi Devi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. O Mother Earth, please forgive me that I put my feet on you. Please forgive me, Mother Earth, for all the wrong that I have done against you. Mother Earth, please allow me that I can go in meditation. Let's put our left hand on the lap, the right hand towards Mother Earth. Our complete attention on our left channel. Shri Mataji, please cleanse my left channel. Shri Mataji, please remove all the imbalances that I have in my left side into the earth element. Let's take the mantra of Shri Mahakali. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, you are verily Shri Mahakali. Please destroy all the badhas, all the negativities that is attacking my left side. Now put your right hand on the lap and the left hand towards the sky. Complete attention on the right hand and the right channel. Shri Mataji, please cleanse my right channel. Shri Mataji, please remove all the imbalances that I have in my right side into the sky element. Let's take the mantra of Shri Mahasaraswati. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahasaraswati Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, you are verily Shri Mahasaraswati. Please remove all the negativities attacking my right channel. Shri Mataji, you do everything. You are the doer. You are the creator and you are the destroyer. I do nothing. Mother, I do nothing. Put both the hands back on the lap and now keep our attention on our central channel, the channel of present. Shri Mataji, please cleanse my central channel. Shri Mataji, you are verily Shri Mahalakshmi. Please bring me into the state of present and remove all the obstacles that are coming in my spiritual ascent. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Now slowly raise your attention from your Muladhara chakra to your Sahasrara. Mata Kundalini, I request you, I pray to you to please rise in me. Please transform me from within into a better person. Please cleanse all my energy centers and my subtle system. Mata Kundalini, please forgive me for all the past karmas that I have done. Please connect me to Shri Mataji. Shri Ganeshji and all the guns of Shri Ganesha, we pray to you humbly to please be seated in our energy centers. To please protect us against all the negativity surrounding us and within us. Please connect us to Shri Mataji. Please overcome all the imbalances and negative thoughts that I have. Take me away from all the illusions and all the superficiality. Bring me into the reality. Connect me to my spirit. Shri Mataji, whatever I have, it is all yours. Nothing is mine. Neither this body is mine. Everything is yours. I'm just your instrument, Mother. I'm just your instrument. Please allow me to become a strong instrument of divine. Let your love flow through me. Let your powers flow through me. Please make me healthy and balanced. Please remove all the insecurities that I have. Please remove all the jealousies, hatred that I have. With complete attention on our Sahasrara, I will read some lines from Saundarya Lahari. Shiva is able to create only when he is united with Shakti. Otherwise, Mahadeva cannot even move about. Therefore, is it possible for those who have not done good karma to either worship or praise you, who is worshipped every by Hari, Hara, Brahma, and others. To the ignorant, this dust of your feet is the city of the rising sun to dispel the darkness of their mind. To the knowing, it is the flower of consciousness, Chaitanya, overflowing with honey. To the needy, it is the Chintamani, the gem that yields all that is desired. And to those who are drowned in the ocean of births, it is the tusk of Varaha. Fortunate are the few that worship you as being who by nature is consciousness, Chit, and bliss, Anand, seated on the cushion of Param Siva, spread on his cot in the house made by Chintamani, situated in the garden of Nipa, plants on the island of gems, surrounded by Kalpaka, trees in the ocean of nectar. In the 1,000-petaled lotus, Sahasrara, you sport with your Lord in secret, having traversed an entire path of Kundalini. With the element of earth in Muladhara, water in Manipura, fire in Swadhisthana, and air in Anahata, ether above it in Vishuddhi, and mind in Agnya between the eyebrows. Let all my prattle become recitation of your name. Let the movement of my limbs be gestures of worship of thee. Let my walk be perambulation of around thee, my food sacrificial offering to thee, my lying down prostration to thee, and let all my sense of enjoyments be worship of thee and thee alone. Jai Shri Mataji. I will play speech of Shri Mataji. Meantime, let's keep our attention on our Sahasrara.
इतना सब होते हुए भी
Ik had dat hartinfarct gehad. Today I was thinking of telling you about the ego problem because I think everybody feels that that's the biggest problem they all have, and there's a big ego trip one gets into, and they don't know what to do with it. So first part, I will tell you how the ego rises and what it does to us. The second, how to understand it, how to tackle the position of ego and put it in its own aspect. As you see in the map here, the yellow stuff that you see on top is the ego. The balloon that is yellow is the ego. You see down below, it starts from the Swadhisthana. This is the color of the bile within us. And this Swadhisthana chakra, which is for our creativity, is directly connected to that ego there. And when it starts rotating round the void and going to the various parts of the void, it collects all the problems of the void. Void is that green circle within us, where physically we have, in the void, we have uterus, we have kidney. It's a complete viscera. All the intestines, ascending, transverse, descending colon. Liver is the upper part of liver more. Then also pancreas and the spleen. So all the problems of these organs are collected by this chakra, which moves. It comes out of the Nabhi chakra and moves round and round and round and collects all the problems. It nourishes, gives power, the vital power to these organs, and also it generates necessary power for our creative action. It also collects the fat cells of the void, convert it into the proper cells for the brain, for its use, for the grey matter. All this work it has to do, one chakra. It manifests aortic plexus outside. On the physical level, we call it as aortic plexus, and it has got 6 subplexuses which look after all these organs. This is meant for our action. When we go into action, this chakra starts working. By the first power, which is on the left hand side, we desire. But by the second one, we go into action, and it's called as Kriya Shakti. Now when this action starts within us, it produces the byproducts, or we can say all the problems of these organs, which are to be deposited somewhere, and they are all deposited in the brain as ego. All the problems that we have out of this creativity and the action of all these organs are to be counterbalanced. And as a counterbalance, the ego develops. For example, now I have to come to meet you all here. I had to get out of the house, I had to change, I had to drive, whatever it is. Then I came, I had to put in effort. I had to plan out how I'm going to talk to you. That I don't do normally, but I'm saying that generally people do it. And I put in the effort to come in. Now how am I to justify this, all this effort? What is the satisfaction that one gets out of doing this effort, this kriya, this action? We go on doing some action. And why should we do it? After all, action means, any activity means exertion, moderation, problems. Best is to sit at home and do nothing of the kind. But we do not do that. We take up challenges. We rush up to it. All this we do with our Kriya Shakti, with our right action. Because we do action, we have to have a satisfaction about it. As a reaction to that, ego develops. If we do not have the ego, we would not do anything. It's a fact. But ego is the one that rationalizes all our madness, the rat race we are running into. If we did not have the ego, we would not go into this nonsense. The more we try to rationalize our activities, the more ego develops to satisfy. All right, very good, very good. Now you are a successful man. See, you are a very successful man. You have got this, you have got that. Lots of misunderstandings creep in when we pamper our ego like this. Or I should say that when we are satisfied with our ego, that we really get lost. We get identified with our ego and not with ourselves. So if you do some work very well, supposing you have, say, made a beautiful poetry, or say, not piece of poetry, but say you have made a very good painting, then you would like people to appreciate. If they do not appreciate you, you think you have done nothing. Though you have done a beautiful canvas. But still you will be so dissatisfied with yourself. Unless and until people appreciate you, they must garland you, they must say, oh, you are great, you are really unique, you are a genius. You know, many artists who created great art got trapped into this kind of misidentification. When they created some great art, the art could not give them satisfaction. They had to go to ego. And Mr. Ego would not be satisfied unless and until everybody says, yes, yes, you are very good, you have done this, you are a genius, you are this, you are that. That's how the ego develops then within us. But a situation can arise where even when we have done nothing, we want to take the credit. Then we call such a person egoistical, who says, I will do this, I have done this, I, then we call him an egoistical person. Because he gives words to his ego, that's why we call him egoistical. But all of us have got this Mr. Ego there sitting on our heads. When it starts bloating, the more successful you are, the worse it is. The more you indulge into planning and thinking, the worse it is. The balloon goes on, you see, pumped, as if you are pumping a balloon, you see. The more you pump, the more it becomes. And you can never realize that you are not that ego. Then you start feeling very nice about it. Because everybody says, oh, what a great man he is. The whole society develops on those lines. Today only I was discussing about the way people give you COB, I don't know, VIP, MAD, like that. And we carry those banners with us. And we expect everybody to respect those banners which are being given to us. Because we've done some work, somebody has recognized us, branded it, stamped it, so we believe really this must be something great. So we accept that brand and we want to keep it up. So it's a doubly fixed thing that you are really rewarded for what work you are doing. That's why people become nuisance also. Supposing in a society some people do not find any significance to their lives. Then they will go to Oxford Street, stand there, wear funny dresses, start jumping and singing something nonsensical and make a nuisance out of it. You have seen people who paint their hair in different colors, put pencils in the noses, I think. Do all kinds of mad things just to attract the attention of others, because we want to attract the attention of others. Because our ego is not yet satisfied. But this ego is never satisfied. It goes on asking for more food, and you enjoy it too. When such an ego is bloated within us, we cannot understand what we are doing. People can befool you like that. It's very easy to befool a person who is ego-oriented than to befool a simple person. A simple-hearted man cannot be easily befooled, because he's not on a trip, you see. But those who are on an ego trip, you tell them that this is the best way to go to hell, they will be the first booking their seats. There will be a queue for it, and people will be asking for it. All right, if it is so, it's good. That is how many gurus in this world have come forward, have befooled you by telling you that you will get these powers, those powers, that will happen, this will happen. And they know how to pamper your ego. For example, they might say this is a world organization of spirituality, and you are the head of the world organization, and you believe it. Ego means misappropriation. You believe in it because you think that after all I must be something, and I have done this, I have done that. But actually what happens physically is then when this balloon spreads on your head all over, the aura of the brain surrounds the heart. Normally. But when there is ego problem, then ego surrounds the heart. And when ego surrounds the heart, the brain is cut off from the heart. So you are a non-integrated person, or we can say disintegrated. Your heart runs one side, your brain runs another side, your body runs third side, your emotions run fourth side. So 4 people running 4 horses. And that's how you are completely torn. I mean, it's impossible to stand on 2 stools, but if there are 4 with 2 legs, it's a big feat to exist. So, this kind of ego trip comes in, by which you start behaving and living in this world in a very unnatural way. And if somebody says that, no, not your ego, not that, that's not you. You have to be yourself. Ego is not yourself. Do not be satisfied with this ego, then you don't like it. Because you are much higher than ego, much greater than ego, much more than what you think your ego can do. With ego, at the most, what can you do? Say. At the most, what can you do with your ego? What people have achieved through ego? Nothing. Whatever they have discovered, even in the sciences, has come from the unknown, from God's own treasures. If God has given you some knowledge of the unknown, you should not feel pampered about it and think that, oh, this is what we have found. No, He graciously gave you this knowledge which has come to you. So just take it with humility. And this ego is very, very dangerous for Kundalini awakening. Now you look at the diagram. Imagine the whole of your head is covered with that yellow stuff. And this blue thing becomes a very small one. So first of all, the desire to seek itself is diminished. You see, you go for seeking as if you are going to a cinema hall. There is no combination of what you are thinking and your heart. You are not seeking from your heart. You are seeking just with your brains. Because you have read 3-4 books, there's a fashion everybody is seeking. Everybody is looking as if they are seeking something. So let us also seek. It is not coming from your heart, because you can see that the activity of heart has become practically zero. You do not desire anything. It is what your ego desires, you run after. Anything that doesn't satisfy your ego, you get upset about. One must go on all the time saying that you are the fastest horse, you are the greatest person, you are the most unique personality. Then only you are satisfied. It cuts you out so much from your heart. That's why we cannot find joy, because joy you can only get through your heart. But this Mr. Ego gives you some sort of a satisfaction, which is very superficial, temporary, leads you nowhere. With this ego orientation only, you get so many diseases, as I have told you before, like diabetes, heart attack, we can say also cancer could be one of them. Arthritis you might get. You also get, with this too much thinking, paralysis. Paralysis is because of that. And kidney failures. The worst is liver. Because of overactivity, liver is neglected. We are least bothered about the liver. If you tell a child, don't eat chocolates in childhood, I mean, it's an impossibility. You cannot talk like that. And I just once said that why not stop giving chocolates to children who cannot digest it, because their liver is not that. Or make something that is digestible to their liver from childhood till they grow up. And why not dilute the chocolates also a little bit more? So the question comes in then, that how can it be, mother? It would be checking out everything, and children would protest without chocolates. Gradually they'll forget. The liver problem starts within you. You become thin, lean, pale, aggressive, all the time grumbling, grudging, sulking. Never in joy, never in happiness. You call it tension, stress, all these things. It's nothing but overactivity of this chakra. Tension is because the whole of it is covered with this balloon, and the balloon is still going on and on and on. That has to reduce. Sahaja Yoga is the only way really we can face our ego. Because through Sahaja Yoga only we can see ourselves. But it an impossibility with human beings to face themselves. Even after realization, they find it difficult. For example, all our misidentifications are there. Say I'm dealing, with English disciples here. Before I start saying about the misidentification of the English, I must condemn all the Indians of the world and all the Japanese, Chinese, Greeks, everybody else, and then I should say there's also something wrong with English. Otherwise I had it. Unless and until at every stage I condemn all the rest of the world, I cannot talk of saying that we also have certain misidentifications which are sitting on our heads, by which we are oppressed. We think that this is the correct way of life, by which we have oppressed others. And this ego business is so much prevalent in our society. Now, with all due apologies, I am talking about the Western society. When it comes to India, I talk to them, but now I am talking to you and think that I am also a Western person. So I can see certain things as a Western personality. I don't feel bad about it. For in the so-called certain traditions that we have, today only I was discussing, you see, like on the table we have to sit for dinner. All right, simple thing it is, to sit on the table for dinner. Now dinner is there because God has been gracious to us, for our well-being, for our friendship, we are all going to sit down. But go to any formal dinner, or you arrange a formal dinner, people would sit down 10 times discussing where is the seat of X and the seat of Y and the seat of Z. But if there is a slightest mistake in placing the people according to their date of birth, their face color, their head color, their height, their noses, their length, their upper lips, any difference is there found in the Who's Who book. You see that somebody was placed little higher in MAD degree, then you had it. All the good wishes of entertaining people, of doing some good friendship, of creating something very, very great, is all lost. All the effort is lost. And you are left wondering, now what have I done? I did consult all the dictionaries and the Who's Who. I mean, this Who's Who is another ego pampering. But despite that, there was a mistake somehow, and the person has taken a very big objection that Mr. X, who is one day junior to him, has been made to sit ahead of him. It's the greatest calamity to his ego. The poor chairs do not know what happens for their different shapes, you see. How much we fight over all such things, pampering our ego. So on and so forth, we have so many things. But if I say scrap all this nonsense, why don't you scrap it? Why do you have all these protocols, this, that? What is the need to have this seat for this gentleman, that seat? After all, if there are 10 people for dinner, they can find their seats. There won't be a chaos for 10 people. Even for 20, even for 300. Why should there be seat allotted if you have invited 300 people? All right, they'll all sit down. If they are remaining, they'll sit down for the second one or for the third one. What is such a hurry of having that program all together or in such a systematic way that everybody feels unsystematic after that? Everybody feels disturbed and upset after the program is over. With all the system, with all the corrections, and with all the great planning we do, ultimately we find all have become nitwits. There must be something wrong about it. And it becomes a frenzy with mob-like behavior people have. You see, everybody will come out with very big faces. Oh, what a mismanagement, They did this. What was it? One can't even understand what is the value of these things. That's why we have to be like small children. To them it does not matter where they sit. And so we are grown up and matured. We're supposed to be mature people also. While children are still innocent and still ignorant and still they have to grow. We're supposed to be have grown. What has grown within us is nothing but this Mr. Ego, not you.
I will share the link of the talk so that you can listen to the entire talk. Let's put our attention on our Sahasrara completely. Let's put our right hand on our heart, left hand towards Shri Mataji. And with complete gratitude in our hearts, let's pay our humble gratitude towards our mother. Shri Mataji, thank you so much for giving us the realization. Thank you so much, Shri Mataji, for choosing us to be instrument of God Almighty. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for giving us the enlightenment. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for protecting us from all the darkness and the negativities. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for holding us when we fall down. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for showing us the path of truth and divinity. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for taking us above all the superficiality. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for showing us the path that is leading us to Kingdom of God. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for taking us above the ego and the superego. Thank you, Shri Mataji, for letting us know what is illusion. Thank you for everything, Shri Mataji, that you have done to us, that you have given to us. We, the children of the world, really thank you, Mother, for all the gratitude, for all the love, for all the kindness that you have showered upon us. Thank you again and again. Thank you, Mother. Thank you so much. Let's say the last verse of the great Mahamantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Shri Nirmala Devyai Namo Namaha. Bolo Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi ki Jai. Dear Shri Mataji, let's bow down, raise our Kundalini and take the bandhan. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. I hope you have a very beautiful day ahead. May Shri Mataji bless us all. Lots of love. Jai Shri Mataji.